you have no idea how long it took me to be sitting here filming this video, not only because of the camera that I'm about to show you that I just unboxed today, but also with the camera that I'm shooting with, because both of them paired, I feel like are gonna make my business grow so much, make me grow so much, and I can't wait to put both of these cameras to a test, to push myself, to really immerse myself into color grading since I've been using DaVinci so much. And I feel like now I have a better understanding of things, and I'm just really excited to be using both of these cameras. So anyway, before talking too much, I purchased the FX3. Okay. I feel like, oh my gosh, I might cry, but like I feel like I've been saying, oh yeah, I have an FX3, and I would like say it by mistake because I had an FX30 for like the last 7-8 months. And people be like, oh, you have an FX3? And I'm like, no, sorry, because I wanted it so much. I've been like manifesting it. I've been saving my pennies. I've been talking about it with anyone and everyone I know. I've been trying to learn how to use the FX30 so I would be like ready once I made the commitment and spent all the money that this camera is worth. I feel like in YouTube, it's very easy to get caught up on like, you know, spending so much in a camera, but in real life, you are spending a lot of money. Like $4,000 is a lot of money, and it's not easy to come by. Even if you have a business that is successful, there's so many other things around you, family, and your expenses, cars, like whatever, that you need to put that money towards. So the fact that you have that money isolated and still have life savings and can continue to live your life says a lot. So I don't think this is a camera that's easy to come by. It's not by any means the most expensive camera out there, but I do feel like technology lately has just like taken a turn where everything costs way too much. Anyways, I do have to get the lens that I want still, but obviously I'm starting from scratch on my savings. So right now I'm gonna pair it with the 35mm 1.4, which is a G Master lens. I love this lens. It's a beast. And right now I'm filming with the FX30 and the 11mm 1.8, which I feel like is also a very good acquisition, I guess, for like vlogging or filming myself for YouTube. But I don't think this is a lens that I can take out with me on a shoot or a wedding day because it's just gonna be way too wide. So right now I'm only counting on 2 Sony lenses for 3 cameras. So there's something that I have to do before, you know, my first wedding comes, whether it is the Sigma 70-200 or the Sony 28-70 f2. So both of those are like a very different price ranges. And like I said, I'm just starting to save up for those. So kudos to me for booking a lot of things from here to either May or June. Here's the camera. I set it up like exactly how I have my FX30 because I feel like I already found the settings and everything that I like. I've only turned it on. I haven't filmed anything on it, and I don't have an ND filter on it yet because the one that I have is a 77mm, so I have to buy a step-up ring for this lens. And I think at some point I'm gonna get like the Polar Pro Helix, but if I'm gonna get that, I wanna get it with the lens that's gonna be on my camera at all times, which I think will be probably the 28-70. So, and for that one, you could also buy base plates. So I could like potentially buy a base plate for this one and use it on this lens and the other one. But then, you know, when I have this in another camera, I'm still gonna need that step-up ring. So anyways, I'm gonna test out this camera a little bit today because I can't really test out the 12,800 ISO, but I have it on CNE-EI and I have it on 800 ISO, but it's showing 400. Just for the purposes of being 2 stops over on the screen. And I set that up because it's really easy for me to switch between the 2 base ISOs right here on this button on the lens. And I feel like that has made my workflow much easier. So I'm not, you know, relying on switching this and going back and forth and wasting time on that. So I just quickly push this and go between 800 and 12,800. Same thing with the FX30, I go from 800 to 2,500, but I'm always 2 stops over on the base ISO exposure on the camera, not on the file, if that makes any sense. So I'm still shooting at my base ISOs, but I'm able to see it 2 stops over in camera. So far, the camera itself, I don't have a case on it like I do on the FX30, although that one fits this camera, but it does feel a little heavy with this lens, which is not the heaviest at all. And I feel like that makes it really good for stabilization. But if you're like me and you have wrist issues, I feel like if I get a longer lens, it's definitely going to be a test for me because it does feel a little bit heavy. I also have this little base here that I've talked to in my last couple of videos. I have that one in all of my cameras. And then I do want to show the memory cards that I've been using on my FX30 and now the FX3. And this one I found on Amazon is the Next Storage 480. I bought this for $135 each, and now I went back to like buy 2 new ones for this camera and they're at $200. So I was like, nope, I am waiting for those to come down, and I don't feel like that's the case since we've been seeing, you know, so much storage things like SSDs and G drives and all that go up in price, but I'm still hoping that that is the case. But guys, this is like the happiest day of my life. Like, you have no idea. And it makes me really happy. Like, I really want to do like comparison videos. I'm filming my dog right now, and just like I don't know, there's something different. It's very similar in look to the FX30, but it just looks like everything looks so different as far as like the butteriness or like the look of it. I don't know how to pinpoint it, but like it just makes me happy. This is going to be my main camera for weddings. I'm going to have the FX30 as my B cam, and then the A7 IV as my C cam, and my Canon R6 as a D cam. So I do have to get a long lens for my Sony cameras. I do have an 85 1.8, but I feel like for ceremonies that's not long enough, or for like reactions and stuff like that, unless I put it like on the FX30, and that way it could be, you know, 1.5 crop. That would be like what, 100 or something. So that would be an option if I put it on the FX30 and just have like the 28 to 70 on my camera, and then the A7 IV could have the 35. I wouldn't have to spend any money that way, I think. Well, I would have to buy the 28 to 70. But that is one way to look at it. And then I do have my 70 to 200 Canon f4, which I think for ceremonies, f4 is still okay because I end up using ND filters anyway. And I don't really need that 2.8, but at some point I would like to get the Sigma 70 to 200 2.8. Anyways, I just told you all of my plans. I feel like I've wasted so much time. This video is pretty much just me being happy about getting this camera and how I can't believe that, you know, this is like a dream come true to me. And I don't even know how much I've spoken to about it. I've like literally stayed awake watching countless of videos, not only talking about its performance, but also if it was the right camera for me. And that's the reason I went ahead and bought the FX30, to really try it out, to get accustomed to it, to learn. And I feel like the FX30 is much of a learning curve, way more, because you have to have the exact settings and you have to have the perfect lighting at all times. Otherwise, your footage is it's just very limited. It is a great camera. I love the look of it. Reason why I'm not getting rid of it, but you have to be able to control your environment at all times, and it doesn't give you the capacity to have like a 2.8 lens. If you're indoors, that's just like not gonna cut it, even if you're at 2500 ISO, unless you have like control lighting, like I said. Whether if you're able to put like a lens that's like 1.8, 1.4, but then you're spending a lot of money on that as well. So I finally feel like I have something that will make me feel at ease at weddings and not like nervous all the time and like re-looking and looking at my settings and looking at my histogram and being like, am I sure? Like, I don't know. I also feel like for the skin tones too, this is going to be much easier as well. So I'm excited. I am now going to switch to the FX3. Okay, so I have switched to the FX3. I have the same settings as I had before, and I don't know why I thought like an 11mm wouldn't be a full frame lens and a 16 would, because of like the numbers. I don't know what to think in my head, but this is like a true 11 on my FX3, which is like crazy. That's so wide. I don't know why I would ever need this. I do want to see if there's like distortion. It's like, is it? fisheye kind of, I don't know. But now I'm going to switch to 12,800 ISO so you guys see the difference. Okay, this is no ND filter, so obviously it's like too white. So I'll show you my FX30 and how I have it. This is the FX30. I have it with a Tiltec cage, and obviously I had the mic, DJI mic on top, the receiver, and I'm using the transmitter, but I'm using that right now with the FX3. I pair it with the 35 because I'm using the lens that was on it, but normally I do have it with the 11mm, so it's a very like small setup, even though the cage kind of makes it a little heavier. And then I have my little thing here for all of my tripods. One thing I do like about this Tilted cage is that it does have like this tool that I'm able to like use not only for the cage itself to take it out, but also a lot of other things around me. So whenever I need a tool like that, I just always remember I have this in here, and it's magnetic. So here it is. It also has like the holes where you can screw things on without damaging the actual camera itself, even though the FX30 and the FX3 do have like those holes for you to attach things to, and then also the hot shoe. So I'm not constantly using the hot shoe for the mic as I pull it in and out very easily. It has two of them, like if you can see right here and right here. So that makes it super interesting and cool to be able to like attach more things to it. I don't think I'm going to end up bringing the FX3, and if I do, I'll just take this cage and switch it. But at some point, I think I want to do a video on like comparison on the two bodies and how they look. I feel like they're pretty similar. I would dare to say like they're the same size and everything. And the only difference is like one says FX3, one says FX30. And I got the FX3A, but nowhere in the product does it say that. Not that I saw. So I don't know. I don't know if Sony's going to end up, you know, banging out the FX3 Mark II. I really do not care, because the things that were like coming out that it could have, or like people making assumptions on what things are going to be improved, didn't really have anything to do with my work and me. And I was just like really tired of waiting. I mean, I waited 5 years to make this buy, and it definitely wasn't impulsive. I over-questioned myself, and I feel like I overthought it, and I just really like the rhythm that I've been filming with and the equipment that I've been filming with, and how my videos look different. People are starting to be more into them, I guess, or like the stories, they just look a little bit more cinematic, and it just has inspired me a lot. So with that said, I think I'm going to end this video here, because there's really no point to it. And let's just go create, and let's go be happy with whatever we have at home. But this is definitely like an accomplishment, personal accomplishment for me. And I'm super happy. And I can't wait for new things. Bye.